It varies really. It seems to be getting earlier and earlier. I was having a conversation this morning, and I've actually got offers out for acts for 2016, so not next year but the year after. So it seems to be getting earlier and earlier. I've already got offers out for 2015, but it's stretching even further now that I'm over 2 years ahead. Nobody's confirmed as yet, but I'm talking to them and I'm making offers. So it's literally, even though I'm working on this year's festival, I'm already working on next year and 2016 as well. Mostly, yes. I mean, either a band manager or the band's agent will contact me and say, look, we're planning our touring cycle for the next 18 months, the next 2.5 years. We'll have our album out on this date. We'll be touring in Europe on, during this period. That's when Download's happening. So can we discuss about the band playing at Download? In some cases there'll be acts that I'm chasing, and they'll say, well, we're not available for next year, but we will be for the following year. So again, I'll say, okay, well, I'm happy to present a proposal to you now to hopefully get you locked in time. So in answer to your question, it is mostly down to their releases versus their touring plans. Really excited. I mean, it's interesting with Richie that he's obviously had his solo project running alongside his time with Bon Jovi. At the minute he's not in Bon Jovi. That's not to say he's not going to go back. I'm sure he will. And I was contacted, strangely enough, by him directly about playing at Download. I guess a couple of months ago. We were talking about it, and then I got him talking with his agent, and finally we managed to secure it. And when we made the announcement yesterday, it was pleasantly surprised to see how much love there is for Richie out there. He is going to be playing Bon Jovi songs. He's got an amazing voice. He's a phenomenal guitar player and a great personality too. He's going to engage great with the crowd. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have him. I think he's going to be one of the must-see things to see at Download this year. There's a number of bands I'm really looking forward to seeing. I really want to see. I want to see Avenged Sevenfold, because obviously, we've got them headline status at last, well deserved for them. Looking forward to seeing Linkin Park doing Hybrid Theory. I think Status Quo doing a greatest hits set on the second stage is going to be really cool. Aerosmith, I think, are always great live. Steel Panther, who were amazing in 2012, I think they're going to put on a great show for us. There's some good young new bands out there as well that we've got booked at the festival. Royal Blood, Nothing More, Baby Godzilla, Kid Karate, and a new band called King 810, which I think people should look out for. So there's a few bands. There's probably one or two that I haven't mentioned that will suddenly spring to mind, but there's a good bunch of acts I definitely want to see. I think those bands that I mentioned earlier, certainly Royal Blood, Kid Karate, Baby Godzilla, there's three definitely that you should look out for. Very, very cool bands, and we've always tried to champion new bands from wherever they're from. If they're from the UK, even better. But like Nothing More, for instance, I think we're going to be talking a lot about that band, obviously US act, and we're going to be talking them a lot in 12 months' time. I think there's a band that's going to grow and come through, and we've been very lucky over the years that we have nurtured young new talent and watched it grow through, whether it was Bullet for My Valentine, literally not long after they got signed, and they've worked their way through, and I hope that there'll be more bands like that. It's one of the reasons that we got involved with Red Bull is they've got a real vision on what they want to do in developing new UK talent, and obviously having one of the prizes, if you like, is to have these acts play at Download, as well as offering them studio time with experienced producers and what have you. So that seemed a really good match for us, because obviously we're keen on developing new talent too and giving new acts a leg up. That being involved with a partner like Red Bull can only help us do more and more for new up and coming acts from the UK. I get asked that question a lot, and I think it's really important that we do start to bring acts through, because in 10 years time acts like Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Metallica, they're not going to be around. We've got to feed new talent coming through. It's like what I did back in 2009. I elevated Slipknot to headline status, and how we've done with Avenged Sevenfold this year. We've brought them through another headliner. Biffy Clyro we're seeing have grown as an act and are an absolute recognised festival headliner. I haven't had them headlining Download yet, but you can see in the not too near future that they would be a headliner. I think when you look at bands like, say, Bring Me the Horizon, if they carry on with their growth, there's no reason, if they continue to go the way that they are going, and typically seeing how strong the band have become off this last record, if they carry on down that route, there's no reason why we couldn't be looking at a band like them to be a headliner for Download in future years, whenever that may be, 2017, 2018. We'll have to wait and see. I certainly hope so. I've got more than 2 or 3 highlights. I mean, year one was great because obviously it was the first one and we got that off the ground. I think in 2006 was a year I really felt the festival was starting to take some real shape. 2009 I felt the festival kind of came of age and really established itself on the festival calendar. Then in 2010 getting AC/DC was an incredible achievement, and then 2012 Metallica doing the Black Album was spectacular, and then I guess last year with those headliners, Slipknot, Iron Maiden and Rammstein, just the Spitfire flying over for Iron Maiden, and obviously Rammstein with all the fire and brimstone that they bring with their live set was something really special. It's almost as if there's something every year that has an edge to it and gives you a memorable moment at the festival. I mean, there's just a handful of of ones that have really resonated with me. I wish I had more time to watch the bands. I certainly get out to see as much as I can on all the stages. I go and pay a visit, even on the Jägermeister acoustic stage. I'll go and see as many bands as I possibly can, and I try and watch as many as I can out in the field, chatting with the fans and stuff, and it's good talking to them. So I'm chatting to people saying, who have you seen who's been really good, in case I've missed them, or is there anybody that you're looking forward to going and see the festival over the next few days. I try and get out and see as many as I can. Obviously a lot of the time I'm kind of stuck backstage dealing with various bits and pieces, but I'm a music fan, so I want to go out and see as many bands as I possibly can. Yeah, there's various different ways that bands can, new bands can get on the festival. There's obviously the Red Bull Bedroom Jam and Red Bull Studios process, where bands can get to play. There's the Marshall Amps Ultimate Band Competition, which they run every year, which we work closely with them, which bands can enter to get on the festival. There's also a website called GetMeOnStage.com. They run a process where they advise bands on touring management, that kind of thing, and bands sign up to that. They pay a small subscription fee to get on, but then we select the process. The bands that say from that we want to play download, is we go through the list of all the bands and pick out a band that we feel will work well at the festival. There's also the Rock the House competition that we run with with Parliament here, and it's good that the government have decided to really embrace and understand that music's important to the UK economy, so they want to be seen that helping bringing new bands through. So there's 3 or 4 different processes that new bands can get the opportunity of playing at the festival. I go out a lot looking at new bands. I get tipped off on new bands by various different tastemakers from magazines, agents, or the managers. We've got a good team here that are out there looking at new bands all the time. So there's various different ways of getting on the festival. I think the way we do that is we have a certain formula that we work to, but you know what, I try and have it where it's the rules are, there are no rules. You've always got to be looking to find new things. You've got to keep the overall flavour of the festival fresh. You've got to talk to the fans. We talk to them a lot. I think without question we were one of the first festivals in the world that really embraced the social networks and setting up forums where ticket buyers can ask us questions, give us constructive criticisms, whether it's talking about how the campsites are laid out, the food that we serve, the bands that we book, the different activities that we've got going on within the festival site, what we've got going on after hours, that kind of thing. If we don't do that, then we're not developing as a festival. The ticket buyer today expects so much, and we have to give it to them. If we look at the way the festival's developed over the years, when we first started in 2003, we were 2 days, 2 stages, with like 3 days worth of camping. Now we're 5 days worth of camping, 5 stages, over 3 days. I mean, it's become this huge event, and we're always looking at new things to develop within the festival, you know, just to make it bigger and better.